Bugatti. When you hear that word, what comes to mind? Luxury with high performance, innovative design, cutting-edge engineering, timeless elegance, unparalleled speed and power, or maybe extravagance, made only for millionaires, over-the-top design, ugly. Well, from its most recent model, the incredible Tourbillon, to the car that paved the way for the brand's recent era, the Veyron, born in 2005. All of these adjectives we've mentioned truly fit to describe this record-breaking brand, but there's one model from the brand, considered the ugly duckling from the 1990s, which sparked a major revolution in cars at the time, and its story plays out like a dramatic movie with Oscar-worthy moments of triumph. With the involvement of its biggest rival, Ferrari, they created the world's first fully carbon fiber supercar, the fastest of its time, and its launch was a 2-day event in 2 countries, so extravagant that it made people question the need for such a thing from a company that was nearly bankrupt. This movie about the EB110 had everything to be a tragedy, but good films are full of twists, plot twists that leave us all dizzy. Even intimidating competitors like Ferrari and Lamborghini, the supercar left everyone in awe, showing that Bugatti was falling but firing. Considered one of the biggest surprises in the automotive world, and not for nothing, Jay Leno once said, the Bugatti EB110 was a car ahead of its time. It combined luxury and performance in a way that set the standard for future supercars. Today, the story of the strange, weird, ugly, disfigured, the monstrous Bugatti EB110. In the 20th century, a young man named Ettore Bugatti, born into an artistic family in Italy, decided he wanted to create cars that were not just fast, but true works of art on wheels. But to tell how he got here, we need to go back to 1880. During this period, the world was in the midst of profound transformation caused by the Industrial Revolution. Factories proliferated, replacing urban and rural landscapes. At the same time, the invention of the steam engine revolutionized transportation and industry. Speaking of innovation, culture and science were taking off. For example, Thomas Edison was perfecting the incandescent light bulb, which had been patented a year earlier. This invention promised to transform daily life, extending people's productive hours beyond the limitations of natural light. In the same period, on September 15, 1881, in Milan, Ettore Bugatti was born. His father, Carlo Bugatti, was a renowned furniture and jewelry designer, and his mother, Teresa Lorioli, also came from an artistic background. As a child, Ettore showed exceptional curiosity about machines and mechanics. While his friends played with ordinary toys, he preferred to take apart and assemble bicycles and small engines. His father always encouraged this curiosity and allowed Ettore to explore his technical inclinations without imposing any restrictions. Ettore's formal education began at the Academy of Fine Arts of Brera in Milan, where he initially focused on visual arts, but it was there that he realized his true passion was mechanical engineering. At 16, Ettore enrolled in the Technical Institute of Milan to study engineering, where he began to delve deeply into engines and vehicles. At 17, Ettore secured an internship at the Prineti and Stucci bicycle and motorcycle factory. There, he developed a 4-cylinder engine that caught attention and highlighted his early talent in automotive engineering. This early success led Ettore to participate in a race with a motorized tricycle he built himself, marking his entry into the world of motorsport. In 1901, at just 20 years old, Ettore presented his first complete car at the International Exhibition in Milan. Equipped with a 4-cylinder engine of his own invention, the vehicle impressed spectators and established the young man as a prodigy in automotive engineering. This presentation opened many doors, leading Ettore to work for De Dietrich, a car manufacturer in Alsace. During his time at De Dietrich, Ettore had the opportunity to collaborate with renowned engineers and continue developing his ideas. He gained valuable knowledge and refined his skills, solidifying his belief that engineering and design should always go hand in hand. This philosophy would become Bugatti's trademark, characterizing his future vehicles as mechanical masterpieces. All these years and experiences were crucial to Ettore's evolution as an engineer and designer. The combination of a rigorous artistic education, a solid technical background, and significant practical experiences prepared him to found Bugatti in 1909 in Molsheim, France. It didn't take long for Bugatti to start gaining fame. With a vision far ahead of his time, the Italian's designs quickly gained recognition. In the 1920s and 1930s, Bugatti cars dominated the racetracks in Europe with models like the Type 35, which amassed over 1,000 victories in regional categories. This machine was the legend of the century until then. But Ettore was not satisfied with just performance. Every car received meticulous attention to detail and a design that made everyone stop to watch a Bugatti pass by. The Type 35 was equipped with a 2-liter 8-cylinder inline engine that produced about 90 horsepower, allowing the car to reach around 125 miles per hour. An absurdity for the time. Ettore Bugatti was a perfectionist, to say the least. He was the type who cared even about the cutlery he used, and if it wasn't good enough, he designed it himself. He was obsessed with quality and innovation, so much so that even the Bugatti factory was a masterpiece of engineering and design. It generated its own electricity and even created an electric car for personal use. Everything was going perfectly for the manufacturer. But unfortunately, like many European companies, Bugatti was heavily impacted by World War II, which ended up interrupting the entire automotive evolution that was in full swing. And worse, after the war, the company never managed to regain the same glory of the golden years with the Type 35. Ettore Bugatti unfortunately passed away in 1947 after suffering paralysis of mental faculties. Despite his son Gene's efforts, the brand entered a period of decline and eventual inactivity. The end of an era seemed inevitable. During the 1950s and 1960s, the company tried to stay active but failed to launch significant new models. The last significant model before this period was the Bugatti Type 101, produced in small quantities in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Equipped with an 8-cylinder inline engine of 3 liters, the Type 101 could reach a maximum speed of approximately 100 miles per hour. Despite the crisis in Europe during the period, Bugatti was hanging on, but then destiny determined that the manufacturer was far from finished. 40 years after the founder passed away, in the 1980s, a man named Romano Artioli decided it was time to bring Bugatti back to the top of the world. Artioli was an Italian entrepreneur with a passion for cars and an impressive background, including the world's largest Ferrari dealership. The businessman was a car enthusiast, known for his love of speed and excellence. He was determined to restore Bugatti's glory and bring it back to the elite of motorsport. With this mission in mind, Artioli bought the rights to the Bugatti brand and decided that the new headquarters would be in Campo Galliano, Italy, near other automotive legends like Ferrari and Lamborghini. He wanted Bugatti to come back with a bang, and that meant creating a supercar that would leave the world in awe. Thus, a project was born that would be called the EB110. The construction of the new supercar began with assembling an elite team. Artioli gathered the best engineers and designers in the automotive industry, many of whom had worked on iconic projects for other major brands. The goal was ambitious: to create the best supercar in the world, one that not only honored Ettore Bugatti's legacy and all his effort to develop his designs, but also set new standards for performance and design. This responsibility lay in the hands of the EB110. The supercar was presented to the world in 1991 at an event so extravagant that it made a millionaire's party look like a Sunday barbecue. The chosen setting for the reveal was Paris, and the carefully chosen date coincided with Ettore Bugatti's 110th birthday. The choice of the name EB110 is a direct tribute to this milestone. The presentation itself was a spectacle. Over 5,000 guests, including journalists, car enthusiasts, and celebrities, gathered to witness the rebirth of Bugatti. There was a parade of 77 classic Bugattis, each impeccably restored, forming a horseshoe in honor of the brand's iconic grille. During the event, a symbolic torch was lit at Bugatti's old factory in Molsheim, France, and carried in a convoy to the new headquarters in Campo Galliano, symbolizing the passing of Ettore Bugatti's legacy to this new era. The new factory was a sight to behold. Built with an investment of over $70 million, it incorporated the same level of detail and excellence as the Bugatti cars themselves. But that wasn't all that impressed. The EB110 also stole the spotlight. It was a true engineering marvel. Equipped with a 3.5-liter V12 engine and 4 turbochargers, the car promised exceptional performance. Even the engine block was cast in-house. The engine would never need belt maintenance because it didn't have one. The 4 camshafts were driven by gears, something very common in the racing world. It had 12 independent throttle bodies, feeding 5 valves per cylinder, a design licensed from Yamaha. Its futuristic and aerodynamic design was meticulously planned to reduce drag and maximize speed. Every detail of the car, from the carbon fiber chassis to the finely crafted leather seats, reflected Artioli's and his team's obsession with the perfection they so sought. The response from the public and media was overwhelming. The EB110 was seen as a triumph, a spectacular return of a brand many thought was destined to be just a memory. The Italian supercar generated an impressive 560 horsepower in the GT version and up to 611 horsepower in the Supersport SS version. The 110 SS Supersport features a sportier aesthetic and a more aggressive exterior design, including larger air intakes and a more pronounced rear spoiler. Additionally, the SS comes with improvements to the suspension and braking systems, making it more suitable for the track. In 1994, Bugatti gifted 7-time champion Michael Schumacher with a yellow SS version in an attempt to boost sales. This power allowed the EB110 to reach a top speed of 213 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds, rivaling and even surpassing in some respects other iconic supercars of the time, like the Ferrari F40 and the Lamborghini Diablo. The Italian supercar had an impressive lap time at Nürburgring, completing it in 7 minutes and 47 seconds. The Ferrari F40, for example, launched in 1987, has a 2.9-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that produces 478 horsepower. This engine allows the F40 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds and reach 201 miles per hour. The impressive performance was due to the mid-engine configuration and the use of twin turbochargers, providing quick and powerful acceleration. The Lamborghini Diablo, launched in 1990, has a 5.7-liter V12 engine that produces 492 horsepower, giving the Diablo a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 4.1 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles per hour. The mid-engine configuration provided balanced weight distribution, essential for performance and handling at high speeds. In addition to the beautiful V12 engine, the supercar featured several technological innovations. The carbon fiber chassis, developed by Aerospatiale, gave the car a lightweight and extremely rigid structure. Aerospatiale's choice of carbon fiber, a material widely used in the aerospace industry at the time, showed Bugatti's and Artioli's real commitment to innovation and excellence, no matter the cost. The EB110's advanced aerodynamics with an adjustable rear wing helped optimize stability at high speeds. The adjustable rear wing was not just an aesthetic accessory, it played a crucial role in aerodynamic performance, allowing adjustments according to speed to ensure maximum grip and stability. The EB110's all-wheel drive system, rare in supercars of the time, provided exceptional drivability and control, especially in corners. Many manufacturers, like Ferrari itself, thought of creating a supercar without any driver aids. But Bugatti didn't worry about that. The idea was to bring maximum speed and comfort. Despite all this, the EB110's life wasn't just about glories. On the racetracks, the story was different. In terms of competitions, the car had a relatively ghostly presence. The EB110 participated in events like the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the IMSA GT Championship, but without great success due to strong competition and some technical problems. In the 1994 edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the car managed to complete the race, finishing P7 in the GT1 class and P17 in the overall classification. This achievement was well celebrated at the time, considering that the manufacturer faced reliability issues and tough competition from manufacturers like Porsche and McLaren in endurance racing. Every race was a battle against the best engineers and drivers in the world, and although Bugatti's supercar had the technical credentials, its rivals didn't give it any leeway. The EB110's competitors included some of the most legendary supercars of the 1990s. In addition to the F40 and Lamborghini Diablo, the perfect McLaren F1 was, well, perfect and crushed all its adversaries. The F1, considered by many as the biggest nemesis of the EB110, set new standards with its record top speed of 240 miles per hour and its innovative design, which included a central driver's seat. The British supercar was truly in a class of its own, developed with the goal of being the fastest and most technologically advanced car in the world. Despite all these obstacles for Artioli, participation in these world-renowned events was an indication of Artioli's ambition to position the brand as a leader not only in technology and luxury, but also in sports performance, even if the game was played long-term. Even off the track, the EB110 faced challenges in being chosen by supercar-loving millionaires, as competition was fierce. The 1990s market was extremely competitive and marked by rapid technological and economic changes. And with that, Bugatti, led by Romano Artioli, having invested heavily in the development of the EB110, faced financial difficulties and an old ghost returned to haunt the brand. The same problem that hit it in the 1950s and 60s, bankruptcy. The high cost of development and production coupled with a global recession were determining factors for Bugatti's fate. Despite these challenges, the EB110 left a lasting legacy. It was a precursor in several technologies that would become standard in supercars in the following decades. The extensive use of carbon fiber, all-wheel drive in supercars, and the combination of luxury with extreme performance. Today these features are classics in supercars, but in the 1990s, only the EB110 had it all. On the other hand, the car helped pave the way for Bugatti's rebirth under the Volkswagen Group's wing, which eventually led to the development of other Bugattis, new absurd milestones in the history of supercars. Under the leadership of Ferdinand Piëch, the German group invested significantly in revitalizing the brand, aiming to position Bugatti as the most advanced luxury supercar manufacturer in the world. This investment resulted in the development and launch of the legendary Veyron. The supercar launched in 2005 followed in the EB110's footsteps by being one of the fastest and most advanced cars of its time. Equipped with an 8.0-liter W16 engine and 4 turbochargers, it generates an impressive 1001 horsepower. This monstrous power unit allows the Veyron to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds, reaching a top speed of 253 miles per hour, making it the first production car to surpass the 250 miles per hour mark. Its design combined advanced aerodynamics with supreme luxury. The body, made of carbon fiber, contributed to structural rigidity and lightness, essential for withstanding extreme forces at high speeds and ensuring efficient power delivery and stability in all driving conditions. The EB110 spread its wings, but the one that truly flew was the Veyron. This demonstrated that Bugatti could compete at the highest level of the automotive industry. Again, after the Veyron, Bugatti introduced the Chiron in 2016, an even more powerful supercar, producing one of 500 horsepower. This car broke several speed records, reaching 304 miles per hour in a special version, the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. In 2020, Bugatti introduced the Divo, focused on cornering performance and aerodynamics, limiting its production to just 40 units, making every Bugatti rare. And recently, the manufacturer introduced the Bolide, revealed in 2021, bringing a new level of performance, focusing on the racetrack, featuring an extremely low power-to-weight ratio. Each of these models exemplifies Bugatti's dedication to innovation and excellence in supercar manufacturing. And if you admire any of them, thank the EB110. The extravagant car of the 1990s represented a significant milestone in the history of motorsport. Despite facing major challenges internally, on the tracks and in the market, its legacy as a symbol of rebirth remains indisputable. And today it's a car that has entered debates, and especially the garages of billionaires around the world, and some celebrities. The life of the EB110 was arduous and full of rivals, and today Bugatti sees its models rivaling others of equal caliber, which have raised the game's level, and one of them is literally its ghost, a Swedish dream that has been challenging Bugatti year after year to see who makes the fastest car in the world. In this video that has already started on your screen, you'll understand better how Koenigsegg tries to topple Bugatti at all costs with true beasts of the asphalt. The full story of the Ghost brand is coming up now. See you there.